Here I have a phonak hearing aid that needs to be retubed. It has a proper solid mould on the end, as you can see. Now this is a left hearing aid. Generally we would be able to tell that. There would be a colour down in this corner here. There's not one in this one, but generally that would be blue for left, and then there would be a left one for right. So what we're going to do, I'll show you the tools for today. We have scissors, just ordinary scissors. We have a little indenter brush, a cleaner, a cutter, a pair of pincers, some electronics cutters, a threader, wipe, a new tube, and these audiology like little stethoscope bits to hear. Right, so what we're going to start, I am going to do this with a regular tube. We do 4 types of tube. Regular, which as the name says is a regular size and is probably the most used one. We do a large, which is slightly thicker. We do a thin, which is almost equally pronged. And then we do a stay dry, which is for people who sort of get a lot of condensation in their tubes for whatever reason. So I'm going to start by taking my wipe, because ordinarily the client's actually taking this out of their ear and it's not particularly nice. So open the wipe up, give it a wipe over, all over, and then we can take the tube off the actual main elbow here. Generally you can pull that off. Sometimes you have to use your cutter. Cut it just slightly, just a little nick, and then generally that's enough to get it out. Then you want to remove the tube from the mould itself. Generally I take the pincers here and turn it. To do this gently, you're less likely to break the tube in the mould itself. Set that tube aside for the time being, don't throw it away. Now this one is very clean. If there is any debris, take your interdental brush, give it a wipe, and just give these bits a little clean. A lot of hearing aids will have a vent that runs alongside or just under this main tunnel here. That can get quite a bit of wax in there. This one hasn't got one, but generally just use your little indent brush and give it a good wipe in there. So give that one a wipe off, and we're going to prepare the new tube. Like I said, I'm using a regular one. So I'm going to take my scissors, I'm going to balance those on my fingers, and I'm going to cut away half of the short side of the tube to make a wedge. So I'm cutting on the outside and actually making a wedge. Now, so that wedge side will now go in the hole, but it's going at the outer ear side. And you just push that through like so, and it comes out the other end. So take your pincers, give this a pull, and that's too far. There we go. So you want it so on the corner where the bend is in the tube, you want that to come out of the ear side of not the inner ear. Right, then we want to cut this piece off that we've used to wedge. Make sure that you've got all the little bits off it, because that could hurt the inner ear. And there we have the bases of the tube. So it's sticking upwards. This is the part that sits under the top part of the ear, so it's going upwards. Now we put by the bit of tube earlier, so we're going to do a measure, because at the moment we're not really touching clients. So we're going to try and get it all sized up together over this, and then we're going to cut that. Cut it as straight as possible, and there we are. So that is what you will end up with. There we are. So now to fit it on, got to put it on the elbow. A little bit fiddly, just needs a little bit of working. And that will just slide on there. And that should be ready to go. Okay, so when you see it this way, it looks like a little swan. So you've got the head there, the wing there, and the back there. And that's good to go. So now we just want to check that it's working. I know that this one isn't. There's no battery in it. So we'll just put a battery in. This one takes a 13. So it's one of these. And then we'll take the tab off. But this is the plus side. So you want to see, make sure you've got the plus side. Take the tab off. If you hold the hearing aid in your left hand, that would mean it's the right way up. So the plus side is here, negative there. Close that up. If you put the battery in the wrong way round, you will break the hearing aid. So there we are, good to go.